Here's a tour of the new user interface that you'll see Monday morning when we go live. It has some of the familiar buttons recently visited that you already had in Pilot 3, the appointment list, the My Hours Pending, those are all the same. There are 3 new buttons, the 4-hour top priority, overdue appointments, and My Truck Inventory. We'll start with the familiar first, and that's the appointment list. That's where you generally will start your day. Instead of coming into blank appointments, you're going to come into populated appointments. In this case, we're looking at jobs that were assigned to Chris Allender. So this top job tells them it's the location, Rider 1550. It's appointment 287-1. It's in Hebron, Kentucky. A brief description, it's an ATG sensor alarm. So Chris decides he wants to do that. He selects it. The same familiar buttons wherever they are, whether you're on an iPhone or an Android. This is an Android. Top corner, start travel, start work. More information in here, the appointment number again, the date created, status, the location. You can view on a map if you choose to use this button. It'll take you to Google Maps or Apple Maps, and then you can use this to go to your appointment. Close that, we'll go back in. Customer problem, same customer problem you saw on the previous page. The problem details is going to be more in-depth. This came over from Sage, so somebody's already been to this site, and it has a little bit of description of the previous repairs that were made. You have the familiar solution field where you will come in and add in your solution for the day. And then everything else should be pretty familiar. Need to return, parts needed, this is all the same, just a little more information at the bottom. Customer PO, called in by, phone, email. That information will be populated if it was put in by a dispatcher. The other biggest new item here is the details tab, and you only have this if you're a service technician. In here is where you can add parts. So it shows you items that have already been added in this case. A trip charge, service fee, the labor, that's the work that you do on site. And then we already added a couple inventory items here. I can show you a couple more. You come over to add items. Select your warehouse, in this case 298 is Chris Allender. Now we're only seeing parts from his warehouse. You can select, add items, and then everything else save and update pretty much the same way you do it currently in the test pilot. We come back to the home page. The other big change here is the My Truck Inventory. This is a place for service technicians to come in and select their warehouse. In this case, they have access to 298 and also their home warehouse of 200, but they want to see what's on their truck. So they select 298. And this is everything Chris Allender has on his truck that's available to use. And then the items at the top. 4-hour top priority, in this case it's 0. He doesn't have any 4 hours assigned to him. If he did, he could select that field. That would take him directly to an appointment. He could then run that appointment right from here instead of having to go to his appointment list here and search for it. Same with overdue appointments. These are appointments that were assigned to Chris Allender that have gone past the 72-hour mark, and it's alerting him to say, hey, these you might have you've forgotten about these, overlooked them, and these are your top priority currently to run. So he selects that, and it brings up the job that was created on the 17th. This job needs to be ran as soon as possible. So he selects it, and it takes him into the familiar appointments screen for that appointment, and then he can run it from there, start, stop, just like he would any other appointment.